Hello dear students, welcome back to the session. In this session, I am going to solve the three numerical examples which are related to what? Combinational errors. That is errors in sum or difference of the measurements. Errors in what? Multiplication or the quotient of what? The measurements. Errors in what? Physical quantity whose power is raised by what? Some factors. So such a type of errors we'll call it as a combinational errors. In competitive examinations like what? NEET examination, JEE examination or Karnataka CET examination, definitely we find some of the problems are numericals which are related to what? Combinational errors. So in this session, I will let you know the three such important what? The problems which are not only important for your competitive examination, and these examples are very vital and important in understanding the concept called what? The combinational errors. So before starting the problems, before selecting the problems what I am going to what? Solve in this class, let me recall how to estimate the errors in sum or difference, how to estimate the errors in what? Product or quotient, how to estimate the errors in what? Physical quantity whose power is raised by what? Some factor. First we'll recall. If x is equals to what? A plus b, or x is equals to a minus b. Same rule is used for addition as well as what? Subtraction. If x is equals to a plus b, then the error in the x, that is delta x, should be equals to error in what? A plus error in b. So this is the formula which is used to calculate error in sum of the measurements. Same formula is used if x is equals to what? A minus b. X is equals to a minus b idru kuda same formula use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Errors always should be added, whether you are adding the physical quantities, whether you are subtracting the physical quantities, no matter, errors in the measurement should be always added here. Therefore delta x is equals to delta a plus delta b is a formula which is used to estimate error in sum or what? Difference here. Same formula you are using. In general, if x is equals to a plus or minus b, then the error in the x should be equals to error in a plus error in b. So this is the first formula. Second one, if x is equals to what? A into b, or x is equals to what? A by b. X is equals to a into b, or x is equals to what? A by b. We are taking relative error into an account here. That is given by delta x by x is equals to delta a by a plus what? Delta b by b. So this is the formula which is used to estimate error in product or quotient. Product matta quotient nalli relative error in the measurement should be added here. You know very well, if any relative error is multiplied by 100, if any relative error, see for example delta x by x is a relative error. If we multiply this relative error by 100%, then it is called percentage of error. So already we know that fact. So one more parameter, that is x is equals to what? X is equals to what? Say for example p to the power a, or a to the power p, b to the power what? Q divided by c to the power r is equal. Suppose we have the measurement where x is equals to a power p, then b power what? Q and c power r. How you are going to write the error in this measurement? The error can be written as what? Delta x by x is equals to, power should be multiplied, p into delta a by a plus, next q into delta b by b plus, next what it is? R into delta C by C. No matter whether the physical quantity numerator or denominator, all the error should be what? Added here, and the power should be multiplied with what? Respective relative error. So these are the three frequently used formulae to solve the examples which are related to what? Combinational errors. I guess already you gone through these things because already you studied the theory part where I already explained how to estimate the error in sum or difference, multiplication or quotient, or in a physical quantity whose power is raised by some factor. Now I am calculating what? Error, that is percentage error, when the two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. Concentrate here. Two resistors, one is R1, its value is given. Another one is R2, its value is also given. And these two resistors are connected in parallel. When these two resistors are connected in parallel, they are asking you to determine what is the maximum percentage error in the total resistance. Total resistance nalli ಎರಡು resistance ಅನ್ನು parallel ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಎರರ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ರೈಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ many times the student will commit mistake in such type of problems. Okay, R1 is given here. R1 value is given by 10 plus or minus 0.5. Already I explained. First part is always called true value and the second part is always called what is absolute error. First part ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ true value of the measurement ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Second part ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಮಗೆ absolute error ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Therefore ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ನಾನು R1 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 10 ನ R1 ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ R1 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 10 is R1, 0.5 is called delta R1. Similarly, one more value is given, that is R2. R2 value is given by what? 15 plus or minus what? 0.3 ohm is given. Okay, as I said you, always the first part is a true value, that is R2, plus or minus this part is called relative error, sorry, absolute error, that is given by delta R. Okay, R1 is given, delta R1 is given, R2 is given, delta R2 is given. They are asking you to find what is the maximum error in the total resistance. Total resistance find out ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ದ total resistance when the two resistors are connected in parallel? Recall the formula. What is that formula? 1 by R is equals to what? 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. This is the formula. Looking at this formula, it seems to be like what? Error in sum. ನೋಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಎರರ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್? ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ R1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ R. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. But it's not in x is equals to a plus b form. Instead, it is of the form 1 by x is equals to what? 1 by a plus 1 by b form nallide. It is of the form 1 by x is equals to 1 by a plus 1 by b form nallide. So you have to go for some mathematical calculations in order to obtain the percentage of error in this example. Okay. So I will continue the calculation. First I will simplify this by taking the LCM. 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 can be written as, if I am not wrong, R is equals to what? R1 R2 divided by what? R1 plus R2. If you take LCM and simplify, the R is equals to what? R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So now it is of the form product and quotient formula. Product and quotient formula. R1 I will treat as one variable, R2 I will treat as a second variable, R1 plus R2 together I will call it as a third variable. ಇದನ್ನ A ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನ B ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದು R1 plus R2 together I will call it as a C. Say for example, x is equals to what? A into B divided by C form ಅಂತ treat ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, where A is R1, B is R2 and C is R1 plus R2. Then how much is the error here? How you are writing the error? Delta x by x is equals to delta A by A plus delta B by B plus delta C by C. So this is the error in the x. In the same way, if you write, I can write this as error in R. What is error in R? Delta R by R is equals to delta R1 by R1 plus delta R2 by R2 plus next S delta R1 plus R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, delta R1 plus R2 divided by R1 plus R2. As I said, R1 plus R2 together I will treat as one more variable. ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು separate variable ಅಂತ treat ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. But I should know the value of delta R1 plus R2 and R1 plus R2. What is delta R1 plus R2? It is called absolute error in R1 plus R2. Then R1 plus R2 is a true value of what? R1 plus R2. Here I have the value. What is R1 plus R2? You tell me. R1 plus R2. That is true value of R1 plus R2. Which is the true value of R1 plus R2? R1 is 10 here. R2 is 15. Therefore R1 plus R2 is given by 10 plus 15, which is equals to how much it is? 25. Then what is delta R1 plus R2? What is delta R1 plus R2? It is a error in what? R1 plus R2. Which error? Absolute error. So how much is the error here? 0.5. How much is the error here? 0.3. Therefore the total error should be always added. Therefore it is given by 0.8. Concentrate here. Now you can substitute the values. Okay. Concentrate on this step and now substitute the values. Write down. Next, delta R by R equals to delta R1 by R1. Here we have delta R1. How much is the delta R1? 0.5 by R1. How much is the R1? 10 plus delta R2 by R2. Which is the delta R2? 0.3. 0.3 divided by R2. How much is the R2? 15 plus delta R1 plus R2. How much is the delta R1 plus R2? 0.8 divided by what? 25. Divided by what? 25. You can simplify to get the what? Delta R by R. You can simplify and you can get the value of what? Delta R by R. For saving the time, let me use calculator here. Of course, you can directly calculate, but it takes more time for us. I will use calculator. Okay. 0.05. Of course, 0.3 divided by 15. It is 0.02. 0.05 plus 0.02 plus what? 0.8 divided by 25. It is 0.032. 0.032. You add all these three parameters. plus 0.05, together we will get 0.102. Delta R by R is equals to 0.102. So this is called relative error. Delta R by R is called relative error. If you multiply this by 100, you will get what? Percentage of error. Multiplied by 100, you will get 10.2. How much is the percentage of error in the measurement? Definitely the percentage of error in the measurement is given by 10.2 percentage will be the percentage of error in the measurement of what? The resistance. Okay. Yes, my dear students, this is the second example in the session what I am going to solve, and it is also treated as one of the very important example, and this example is already asked many times, asked in what JEE examination. Of course, such type of problems are also coming in what NEET examination. This problem is related to estimation of the error in the measurement of G, that is small g, acceleration due to gravity with the help of the simple pendulum, in which you measured length of a pendulum, and a time taken by the pendulum to complete some oscillations. Time na measure madidiri with the help of the watch. You measured length with help of the scale. There is a error in the measurement of time. There is a error in the measurement of what? Length. And they are asking you to determine error in the measurement of what? Acceleration due to gravity. So this is the very important problem, not only for your examination, to understand the concept in order to what? Solve the combinational errors. One important point you note down here: each measuring instrument will be having a resolution or least count. Prati measuring instrument ge least count irutte matte resolution irutte. Okay, so that resolution or least count of any instrument is numerically equals to absolute error in the measurement. Artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಕೌಂಟ್, ಪ್ರತಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎರರ್ ಇನ್ ದ measurement of a physical quantity with the help of that instrument. Say for example, if you measured length of a given object with help of what? Verniers caliper. Vernier caliper ತಗೊಂಡು length ನ measure ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Say for example, the length is found to be what? 2.56 centimeter is a length what you measured with help of the what? Vernier caliper. So if I ask what is the maximum possible error in the measurement of length ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಲೆಂತ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಎರರ್ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ? It depends on what? Least count of the instrument. Which instrument you used here? Vernier caliper. What is the least count of the vernier caliper? The least count of the vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeter, which is equals to delta L. What is delta L? Maximum absolute error in the measurement. This point clear ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. What is the point? Least count of any instrument is equals to what? Absolute error. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ least count of the instrument is numerically equals to absolute error in the measurement. Okay, concentrate on this point. Now we will come back to the example here. In a simple pendulum experiment for a determination of acceleration due to gravity, time taken for 20 oscillations is measured. by using a watch of least count 1 second. Concentrate on this sentence. Okay, time taken for 20 oscillations you measured here. Time taken for 20 oscillations you measured. It means it's not a time period. Time period alla idu. Time period is nothing but time taken by the pendulum to what? Complete one oscillation. That's what capital T is called time period, which is equals to small t divided by n. What is small t? Time taken for n number of oscillations. Time taken for n number of oscillations, we'll call it as a small t. Time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation, we'll call it as a time period. In this case, one where capital T another determine madidre, that capital T should be equal to small t. How much is the small t? How much is the small t? Here, time comes out to be 30 seconds. 30 seconds is the time taken by the pendulum to complete how many oscillations? 20 oscillations. Therefore, 30 by 20 will be the time period here. Okay, let it be. Concentrate on the example. In a simple pendulum experiment for a determination of what acceleration due to gravity, time taken for 20 oscillations is measured by using a watch of least count 1 second. Watch the least count yesterday 1 second. If watch least count is 1 second, what is the maximum possible error in the measurement of the time, you tell me? As I said, least count is equals to absolute error. Ring bariboda nanu measurement of time nalliruvanta error na ನಾನು delta t ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀನಿ. That delta t should be equals to what? 1 second. Okay, 1 second. The mean value of time comes out to be 30 seconds. What is t here? T is a true value of the time. How much is the true value of time? That is called 30 seconds. Got my point? Next, the length of a pendulum is measured by using a meter scale of least count 1 millimeter. The value of length is found to be how much it is? 55 centimeter. Length the value yesterday 55 centimeter is the true value of the length. If I ask what is the maximum possible error in the measurement of length, as I said, least count of any instrument is equals to the error in the measurement. Length error in the measurement is meter scale, whose least count is how much it is? 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter equals to how many centimeter? 0.1 centimeter. Therefore, this 0.1 centimeter is a maximum possible error in the measurement of what? Length. But they are asking you to calculate the maximum possible error in the measurement of what? Acceleration due to gravity. They are asking you to determine the maximum possible error in the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Let me write the formula to calculate the acceleration due to gravity in simple pendulum. I guess you know very well what is the time period of simple pendulum. 2 pi under root of what? L by G. Where L is length, T is time period, G is acceleration due to gravity. But we have to calculate the error in G. Therefore, write down the equation for G. Squaring both sides. T square is equals to 4 pi square. On squaring, the root will get cancelled. Therefore, we left with what? L by G. Or G is equals to 4 pi square L by what? T square. This is the formula to calculate G. 4 pi is a constant. It will not affect what? Value of G. Whatever the error you are noticing in G, it is due to the length and due to the time. Time period and length. Okay. What is the error in the G? Write down the equation. 4 pi is constant, leave it. Error in G is due to the error in L divided by error in T square. Therefore, what is the error in G? Error in G is given by delta G by G, which should be equals to delta L by L plus T square. Therefore, 2 times delta t by t. This is the error in G. Which error? Relative error in G. Okay. Next is delta G by G equals to delta L by L plus 2 times. Error in time period is due to the error in measurement of what time taken by the 30 oscillations. Time period nalli error barlikke reason enatantandre, the reason is error in the measurement of what? Small t. Therefore directly I can replace a capital T by small t here, because whatever the error which occur in capital T, that is because of what? Small t. Therefore I can write this as delta t by t. Okay, now substitute the values. Delta G by G is equals to delta L by L, which is delta L here 0.1 by 55 plus 2 into what? Delta T by T. What is delta T by T? 1 by. So this is called which error? This is called which error? Relative error. But they are asking you to find the percentage of error. How to find the percentage of error? Relative error should be multiplied by what? 100. Definitely we are going to get the percentage of error. Let me write, calculate the relative error here. Relative error can be calculated 0.1 by 55 multiplied by 100. It is around 0.18. Then comes 2 by 30. 2 by 30 multiplied by 100. It is turned out to be around 6.6 here. 6.6 plus this one. Nearly around nearly 6.7 or 6.8 percentage will be error in the measurement of what? Acceleration due to gravity. No problem, you can determine here. 2 by 30, 0.1 by 55, it is 0.0018 its value, plus 2 by 30. 2 divided by 30, 0.066. 0.066, you can write one more digit, you add these two, 0.0018, you will get 0.68, 0.68 multiplied by 100, you will get 6.8. Nearly the error will be what? 7%. 7% will be error in the measurement of what? The acceleration due to gravity. Watch this video once again. Watch this video once again so that you will get the complete information regarding what? The measurement. Once again I will repeat. Resolution of measuring instrument or least count of measuring instrument is numerically equals to maximum possible error in the measurement of what? That physical quantity. Okay? Fine. Yes, my dear students, this is my third example in today's session. As I said, each example of today's session will clear out some of the doubts which are related to what combinational errors here. What example I have taken today? It is to determine what volume of a given sphere with the help of what? The device called screw gauge. Okay, radius is measured here. What is the radius measured? The radius which is measured is found to be what? 20 millimeter is the radius of a sphere. And that radius is measured with the help of what? A screw gauge whose least count is 0.01 millimeter. What is the true value of the radius? The true value of the radius is given by 20.00 millimeter And the maximum possible error in the measurement of radius, I will call it as a delta R. As I said, always the maximum possible error is equals to least count of the instrument used. Which instrument you used here? Screw gauge, whose least count is what? 0.01 millimeter. They are asking you to find percentage of error in measurement of what? Volume of a sphere. Okay, let me know what is the formula to calculate the volume of a sphere. The volume of a sphere is given by 4 pi by 3 into r cube. This is the formula which is used to calculate the volume of a sphere. Okay, 4 pi by 3 is a constant, nothing to do with the measurement of what? Volume. Whatever the error we have in volume, that is due to the error in the measurement of what? The radius. Therefore, what is the maximum possible relative error here? Delta V by V, it is a constant, leave it, R cube. Error in R cube is given by 3 times delta R by R. Got my point? Which is equals to 3 times, what is delta R? Delta R is 0.01. 0.01 divided by how much is the R? R is 20. Okay, this is which error? This is which error, you tell me? This error is called relative error. If you multiply this with what? If you multiply this with 100, definitely we are going to get which error? Percentage of error. Okay, you can simplify 3 into 0.01 divided by 20. It is relative error. If you multiply, it will be percentage error. If you multiply, it will be percentage error. Multiply by 100. 100 by 20 is 4. 4 into 3 is what? 12. 12 multiplied by 0.01. That will be the percentage of error in the measurement of what? The volume. Percentage of error in the measurement of the volume. Like that, we can easily calculate what? The error in the measurement of what? The physical quantities.